What do you think, of generator versus battery? Like, if this happens
That's a
again?
perfect question, and I deal with this question literally daily in someone's home or on a Zoom call. A generator is always going to be cheaper.
Always.
Hands down, it's going to be cheaper. However, you have to remember, this is something that most people don't think about. If you buy a generator and you have it in your garage, or you spend $15,000 on a standby generator and a propane tank and all that, it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything for you on a daily basis.
It's not like a battery, which at least will take your power in the daytime and then you can use it at night.
Because you're using it on a daily basis.
A generator is just going to produce power in real time. It's not going to store
exactly
power.
And if you need it. So what happens if you go 2 or 3 years and you never need that generator? Well, you had spent all that money, so what that money could have been doing something different for you. So again, that's that prepper mentality. Whereas a battery, you use it on a daily basis, it collects the power, it releases the power. So what it's doing is it's helping you. So your ROI on a long term is going to be better with a battery than it would be just to buy a generator. But it's the prices of batteries sometimes just give people sticker shock. And so they're like, oh my God, I'm going to spend 20 grand or $25,000 on this huge battery system. And sometimes you don't need to get into that size. You can start at 13, 12, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're an older person, a senior who's not going to want to go out into the ice and the snow and connect your generator, I'd say a battery is awesome because it's just automatic and you're good to go. There are continuing trends, and I'll say this to be, polite towards that millennial group. And
hey, that's me.
I know, that's what I was saying.
I'm in that group.
So there's a lot of people that want the conveniences, whereas maybe my generation didn't mind putting boots.
What's wrong with convenience?
There you go. So when you look about batteries, it's a convenience.
Yeah.
It's an absolute convenience. With a generator, there's just steps you got to take. You do have to make sure you've got gas or propane or whatever the case might be. And to summarize this one point, here's what we often run into, and that is that if you're there's certain neighborhoods, and a lot of them, you can't even have a generator at all now because
the HOAs don't allow
HOAs don't allow them.
The sound,
but also like you can't have a standalone tank within 60 yards sometime of a fence line, propane.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when I will speak with someone, the generator isn't even an option because where they live, they can't put one in anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want backup power, batteries your option. That's all you got.
A lot of people too don't realize that like those generators, they have to run like every day or every other day for like 10 or 15 minutes just to keep itself going.
Exactly.
So if you don't run an engine for 3 years and then all of a sudden you need it, it probably may not turn on. So those generators need to run.
And you're using fuel
to just keep it alive. And that's like 10, 15 minutes a day that you could be listening to. The generator.
Even the quiet ones aren't that quiet.
The lids aren't that good.
They're okay, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're still hearing that generator power up and run, whereas a battery, clearly it's totally silent, so it's not going to be an issue.
With that being said, if you need a generator though, I mean, that is, it helps to have that third layer of redundancy, because especially like in the winter time, if you can, if you have solar producing and then it's filling up your battery, but then you're using your battery all throughout the night, and then let's say it's 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and now your battery's dead. Well, the generator can allow you to recharge the battery, and then get yourself charged back up, and then you can run off the battery before the sun comes up and recharges the battery.
Here's what I do when I am very, very candid with people. Whenever they start asking about backup power and like they want their whole house to run, I said, look, we can do that. Clearly we can do that, but don't be a bargain shopper, because if you think you're going to do that on a low end cost, the answer is strictly, it's not going to happen. You are going to have to spend some money in order to get yourself in that position. But I'll also say this, and that is that my girlfriend is in the real estate market. She's very successful at her company, and we've had these conversations, and there's different beliefs from time to time, but overall consensus is when you go to resell that home and you have a system like that on your house, the new buyers are going to really gravitate towards your home,
not a lease
versus
or a PPA.
Someone else. No,
like not
a purchase. Like if they're going to walk in and say, "You have done all of this to the home, so if we buy this home, we are also going to have battery power and solar power and backup and this. Oh my God, we would be super happy to pay extra for this, for this setup." So your return on resale tends to be higher the more complete of a system that you put in.
Yeah. Let's actually kind of dive into that, because it's a good kind of natural transition there. So, all right, Larson. So let's kind of talk about.
Let's talk about your shorts.
Well, it's 105 degrees here. I couldn't freaking...
This dude comes down from California, is wearing shorts. I got my jeans and my boots. I deal with this every day.
I had to go outside for 2 minutes, and I was like, I came in drenched, man. This is crazy.
Yes, it's hot. We're having one of the hottest summers ever right now.
Yeah.